Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Backpacktrader training room for Tuesday, March 15th, 2022. The middle of March already. That's hard to believe. All right. YM is waiting for a new setup. We got less than 2 minutes to market open. Crude had a number of quick trades that were not tradable. Good morning, Johnny. Good morning, Miles. Thank you, Johnny, for the sound check. This long, unfortunately, plenty of time to get in, and way too fast to catch that stop and reverse to short. So the long probably takes the full stop loss, 12 tick loss, 24 ticks on two positions. This long is again too fast to trade. 5 seconds and it's already up here and never comes back to the entry. The short's definitely too fast to trade. 6 seconds before the close of the first bar after the setup. And ultimately we get this long trade off of the simple moving at 20 simple moving average. That is a diamond level setup, but it goes for, looks like if it missed target 1 the first time, it definitely got it there, and target 2. So 20 and 31 ticks, 51 ticks total. So a 27 tick net positive, and that's POQ. If you're not trading that, you possibly get into this short that gives you target 1 and a trailer. That's going to be 16 to target 1. And it doesn't get to the, so 63 to 72 is 11. So you get 27, and that would have gotten you positive as well if you didn't take this trade. If you didn't get either one of those, 31, 34. Yeah, the long you definitely get into, and it's just a straight break even. Never doesn't hit target 1. The short, 6 seconds to the end of that bar, and that's not tradable. But you get in sync. Well, maybe you get in. No, it did never come back to the entry before it went on down. Unfortunate. Well, actually, I might have. 6, 31, 30, 47. Yeah, you'd had time to catch those two little spikes, and that would have been a nice winner, and that would have gotten you POQ, getting you 46 ticks. So any one of those. YM taking off on the upside, but no trades. Heating oil. No entry on the short, no entry on the long. Then we pick up this short. It's hit money management and hit target 3. So that's a fixed target win there. Let's see. Soybeans had a possible get in sync. There's the 930 bar. That I would say probably not tradable there. Right down to targets 1 and 2. But if you got it, if you were able to catch that, this bar closed at 930. Right at the entry. Looks like it spiked up a little bit and back down, so it's possible you could have gotten in, but not likely would be my guess. So waiting for the next trade. Looks like we've got a potential short there. Crude was a lot of work this morning. That's right. Yeah, that's that one I showed you already. Still nothing on the YM, and a new short on the pound Aussie at 81.19. And triggering in on the pound Aussie short. All right. And a short on the YM. 33.28. 34th. Nope, that one wasn't tradable either. Just 4 seconds for the bar. All right, and that heating oil trade turned into a nice winner. Nice trailer all the way down to 166 from an entry at 290. So a little over 100 pips or 100 ticks. $4.20 a tick per contract there. Let's see what the Russell is doing. So 35 seconds after. That definitely was in. And it looks like a break even at 40.1, a couple of ticks lost because of where the entry was. That was a major key level just below the or just above the entry, so that's why we didn't get to a fixed target. So we'll take the couple of tick loss, and we get a long. Very good chance that you could have gotten in on the second bar there. It's only 6 seconds though. 8. Yeah, probably too fast to catch. But if you did catch it, it definitely is a solid, really nice winner. And that's where we are now, just stopping out of that trade. All right, YM 10 seconds. Definitely get in sync on the YM. Unfortunately, a full stop. Now we have another short trade at 208. What's that at? 208 for the entry and just hitting the entry again. So short on the YM. Second tradable trade of the morning. 29 tick loss. 2 positions would make it 58. And soybeans with a long, let's see, only 7 seconds on that bar, so that's depending on how fast it went through, it may or may not have been tradable. That would be a one and done if you got it. And we'll take a look at another one. Unleaded gas. Lots of movement, but unfortunately didn't give us many trades to speak of. This first one was too fast. Just 1 second before it closed past the entry and never came back. Then you pick up the short. Whether you got it initially or get in sync, you definitely should have gotten in it, and that would have been a partial win. So that's our first trade of the morning with getting a partial money management. That trade is a beautiful trade, but 1 bar before our crossover filter lets us take it. And we pick up another short, getting money management and back up for a second money management trade, a second partial. So that is two trades and done on unleaded. Hitting POQ with 2 money management trades. And the YM. Unfortunately, the stop and reverse is too fast to catch. And I would say just take the exit to close it as soon once the stop and reverse gets too far to take. And we get another short at 214. Oops. There's the MNQ. Let's go back to 34 and see if we get anything that we can work with. That's too early. There's 2 seconds after our start time, but it comes back down. And you've got time to get into that. So if you get in sync, that is, actually it's going to stop and reverse for a positive trade into the long. Hey, that's just 1 second. Okay, yeah, you've got to, and that's 4 seconds, but you've got to, yeah, that's just 4 seconds. Not going to get the order in, especially not for stop and reverse, get the movements you need to make. So that when you close the short for profit and hope it comes back, and it never does. No, yeah, just the wick down there, but that's still just 4 seconds. So that one goes away, unfortunately. 2, 3 seconds. And that one's unlikely to be tradable. Break even. Yeah, the long is definitely not tradable, and if hits the stop. 08. 09. Actually, 2 seconds. Then you got about a 6-second bar that has a nice trade. So that one's likely a viable trade. Money management. And the same situation as before. A partial win. 2. Still just 2 seconds. 3 seconds. Yeah, by the time and in that case, you gotta exit. Just exit as quickly as you can there before you. Looks like it's going to end up being about a break even. Just moving too fast to catch right now. And the YM getting a nice win out of the 214 short. Still trailing at 121. So almost 100 pips there, 100 ticks. Now 108, so definitely a 100 tick trade. And stopping out at 106. And that target one was 32. So 138 ticks on that trade. If that didn't get you positive, it got you really close. And I might stand down even if I didn't get quite positive on that one. One moment while I take care of the pound Aussie trade. It just touched money management. All right. You could get in sync with the long. Well, no, it hit money management. No, it didn't hit money management. That's right, because we've got to go 44 ticks or 300% of target, or 200% of target one, which is 3x, or actually right up in here. So we stop and reverse to short. Possibly got in it there, possibly not. Tough morning. No, stop and reverse is a valid trade. If the trade is valid, then you make your adjustment and you would place your order for the stop and reverse and move your stop to that same point. And in the if you're in the context of POQ, the only time you wouldn't take a stop and reverse is if you're already positive. In other words, if you had gotten enough, like in the case of unleaded gas, if you'd gotten a stop and reverse in that trade after you hit money management, you wouldn't take it because you would be POQ. And therefore you wouldn't be taking additional trades. This is the kind of market that a stop and reverse really gets difficult because of the speed, because it takes a little bit more time to move place an order and move an order. Okay, there's another long on the YM, and if you weren't positive already, that definitely should get you there. Yeah, this short or this long would have been too fast to catch. And that one, let's see, 44 is, yeah, that one's definitely tradable. So that definitely should get you positive on the day. Well, yeah, if you're already positive and at POQ, you have to have met the POQ rules for your trade plan. But you should have already assessed that. You should know exactly when you hit the POQ requirements. In other words, if you've got two money management trades, if you're in the second money management trades, you know you've hit POQ, and therefore you should, if you're positive, which is in all likelihood going to be the case, but may not be, then you have to assess, are you positive or not? So if you've met your POQ rules and you're positive, then no, you wouldn't take the stop and reverse. If you're not positive, yes, you would still take the stop and reverse, even if you've hit the requirements for POQ. Part of that is, one of those requirements is you quit positive. I would have to go back and look, but I know it's considered. Commission is actually not the biggest part of the futures trades. Your exchange fees are actually usually bigger than your commissions. My commissions are in the order on regular crude is, I think, 70 cents a contract or something like that. But the round turn commissions and fees is more like about $4. So, rather $1.40 of that would be commission, but for like $4 and change for the round turn net of fees. I really haven't looked at what the total fees are for MCL. I know that they're going to net, if you compare them to the full contract. If you're doing 10 contracts of MCL versus one of crude, yes, you're going to pay more in commissions and fees. And that's why, once you get your account to big enough, a level large enough to trade a couple of your 2 positions in the full contract, I would trade the full contract. Exactly. But it's the fees are reduced enough that it's reasonable to trade. But you're also you're probably going to be trading more contracts. Like, on a small account, instead of trading one contract in the full CL, say you may trade 8 or 9, even 10 MCL, then you've got the optionality of taking profit at target 1, target 2, and maybe a trail, say a 433. So it becomes, then it becomes $3 or $4 a tick for each position. So the YM got positive. Soybeans should be positive. Crude coming up on its 10 a.m. session. No, your money management point is where you bring it to the price it has to reach to get to break even. If your POQ rules are say a fixed target 2, normally target 2, but it could be something else, target 1 or 3 or whatever, and most of our trade plans on Spotlight are fixed target, winner, and positive, or 2 money management trades and positive. So in other words, 2 break-even trades would be, and if you were 2 ticks, or if you're trading 2 positions, you'd ended up 4 ticks positive. Yes, that's a POQ. It's telling you it's a condition that's very much back and forth, and you don't want to be exposed to it any more longer than necessary, which is why you get out while you can, with at least a little bit of cover your commissions, and that's going to be about it probably if it's just break even. Now, in the case of unleaded this morning, we had 2 money management trades, but both of them were not just 1 tick winners; they were partial winners. Trade was the one that was too fast. Then you have the short. See, the stop was down here at 21 from the entry at 56. So you got 35 pips out of that, 35 ticks at $4 a tick. So you're already up $100 and something there on just the first trade, and you're still going to take another trade. So then on this short, same thing. The entry was 926, and it stops out at 9:01. So you got another 25 ticks there. So you ended up, even though you only had 2 money management trades, you ended up with 60 ticks and on 2 positions because you're trading usually target 2 and a trailer. So you picked up what 70 and 120 ticks times $4.20 on just 2 contracts. So that more than paid for your commissions, obviously. All right. Pound Aussie hitting target 3. And of course, your money management level is down here beyond target 1. So 2 positions at target 2, 1 at target 3. Now, money management level is the little dot here. So you're when you hit money management, that's when you bring the stop to break even, which for most trade plans is entry plus 1 tick or 1 pip in the case of forex pairs, since there are 10 ticks to a pip on most of the forex trading. But where you come to break even and start the trailer is this little small dot that I have on the chart. You'll see it. Troy has it as a very, very, very small dot. But that's your money management level. And you'll see it just before target 1 in most cases. It's usually 90% of target 1 in the basic trade plans. And 10 a.m. session is upon us for crude. So we're watching for, yeah, you understand money management. If you have 2 trades that hit that point, and which means you haven't taken a loss along the way along with those, then you should be POQ. If you're not positive, you're not POQ yet, and that positive is normally calculated before commissions and fees. In other words, if we'd had a loss in that unleaded, as long as you were positive net ticks, then you would assume to be POQ whether you were actually dollar positive or not. We just take the commissions and fees as a cost of trading. Okay, no. Money management is the point at which you bring the stop to entry plus 1. It is the same. But you don't bring the stop to entry plus 1 until you hit that money management level. Now, for counterpunch, it's a little different. Counterpunch can be set for something different, but is normally set at target 1. And I believe, let's see. Yeah, we have a short on crude.
Order cancel.
I didn't get my order in fast enough. But that is a target 1 and target 2. One and done session. Let's see. Well, let's see. 46, 48. Oh, no, two. Yeah, that one, the first one was that long was too fast. And of course, the short was prior to our start time. So 31, 36, 39. Yeah, you should have gotten into that. I was watching the room charts and not my trading charts. All right, stop now down at 81.16 on the pound Aussie. 81.20. Sorry. 81.19 was the entry. And target 4 achieved. So all the fixed targets have been hit, and now we're just have the trailing position on. Questions? Okay, hopefully that helped, Johnny. Yeah, when Troy and I refer to money management, we're referring to the price level where we bring the stops to break even, or entry plus 1, or what have you. And there are some cases, so especially counterpunch, where it you can actually start trailing before you hit the break even point. Break even is target 1 in counterpunch, but you can set the trail start separately. I don't remember if you can do that in CPX or not, but that's definitely an option in the full counterpunch. Good morning, Steve. And in custom plans, maybe the one tick is not the right break even. An example would be our pound Aussie or our pound yen 4 hour trade plan uses a break even of entry plus 3 pips and trails it's it actually trails I believe a 24 signal line by 6 pips. So it's different trade plans can do different things. Entry plus 1 would count as a win. A break even would be actually out at a true break even. Yeah, that's correct. And when you're doing the sniff test is what you're referring to as wins, losses, and break evens. Yeah, a break even there is truly a zero outcome. Other questions? Yeah, break even for the sniff test is a zero outcome. Break even stop in money management context is typically considered to be a win because you're going to be taking a one tick positive result, which should cover your commissions and fees. Have a good one, Johnny. All right. So we're pretty well done. Pound Aussie now trailing down. Current stop at 81.11. And this is the third trade in the morning on the Pound Aussie. First trade here. At 31.02. Meandered about and reversed, stopped and reversed to long. That went to money management, and target 2 was the first actionable, so no targets achieved. It came back, break even stop, and now we're in the third trade, having hit all 4 targets and trailing lower. Anything anybody needs to see? There's not so much a list as you can go look on. It's not a matter of we couldn't trade. Micros didn't exist until fairly recently, but there's enough volume on most of the micros. You can trade them a couple of different ways. You can either trade the micro directly, or if there's enough volume, or if there's not quite enough volume, or if you want to chart the full contract and trade the micro. But the speed this market is going, trying to chart the full contract and trade the micro is difficult, but there are micros for all 3 of the major indices that we trade, or actually all 4. The NQ, the ES, the YM, and the Russell, the RTY. There are micros for. Crude now has a viable micro. There was a mini crude that really wasn't a viable trading vehicle for what we're trying to do. It ended up, rather than $10 a tick, it ended up being $12.50. So it actually was going with the full crude contract. Now it would take lower margin levels because the overall value of the contract was lower, but for the way we were trading, it was actually higher risk because each tick was a higher level of risk than on the full crude contract, and it wasn't as fine a price level because the tick size for it was 2.5 ticks, or 2.5 cents rather than 1 cent. It was half the deliverable at 500 barrels, but it was 2.5 times the tick size, so it ended up being more expensive to trade at 12.50 a tick. Which effectively made it was 4 ticks for every 10 cents. And we normally would take 10 cents as 10-cent levels as a key level on crude. So it became effectively a quarter point market. Or it's not a quarter point, it's more actually it's 40 points rather than 100, or 40 ticks rather than 100 to the point, but because we typically use key levels at every 10 cents, it become you can't use those 10-cent key levels anymore. Those are the only ones that I know of that are viable trading opportunities right now, because those, at least those, have enough volume that you can trade the micros as well as the full contract. Yes, the crude micro, the mini crude that I was referring to is QM, and that's the one that was the first one that came out, and basically looked at that one and said, stay away. The micro is definitely, just like the micro on our index, the 4 major index futures that we use. Is true 1/10 without changing the tick size. So the ticks are still the same as the parent. It's just that they're 1/10 the value. Quite welcome, Roger. All right, still got a bunch of folks with us. There's not a whole lot else to talk about, though, so I'm going to be looking for questions, and if we have no questions, let's see what we just got 3 minutes into the MNQ. Definitely reversed to short. That one hits target 3. Memory serves, that's target 3, target 4, and trail. Actually, target 3, target 4, fixed and trail, I think it was. But stopping out just below target 1. And way too fast to catch there. Catch it coming back just in time to get a stop and reverse. I think when getting in sync on these, I would wait for it to come back through, not just come back and touch. Because a lot of times when it's coming back like that, it's about to set up a reversing trade. Long definitely would have triggered in. You could have gotten in somewhere along in this bar. And hitting money management here. Looks like we hit our 44 tick break even on this bar and hit our trailing money management level on this bar. And another target 3 and a target 1 trail. 5 seconds on that one, possible. And you had a wick up here. So yeah, if you got your order in quickly, you're in that one. You can be in that one. And there's money management at hitting the 44 tick, 44, 46 tick minimum. And just that's what you get is a 1 tick break even. 2, still just 2 seconds. And then back down there at 8 seconds. So may or may not have gotten in that one, but it went for a full stop. 3, 6, 7 seconds. Yeah, that one went away too quickly, it looks like. Nice trade. Pound Aussie stopped down almost at target 3 now. Let's see what the range on crude is this morning. From 93 to 102. $9, another $9 range day. Mostly falling today. Actually coming back into where it was trading before the Ukraine situation really pushed things higher. So some of the volatility being bled off, it looks like. And we will see what interest rates do tomorrow. And not more important than the actual rate from the Fed is going to be the forward-looking forecast. All right. Questions seem to have slowed down considerably, and not a lot of take a look at. Look at how many trades we looked at on the MNQ in only 10 minutes. Now that long is definitely tradable with the pullback there. Not quite, that's a partial win, not quite a fixed target. Okay, getting in on the second bar after. And a break even. Yeah, 45 ticks to target one. So that in that case, it was a break even point. A little noise there, and then the up move that got target 3 and target 4. A full stop on the short. Getting in on bar 3 there. And another strong move. 3-4 fixed. And a nice trail up almost to the fixed. Short hit both entry and stop on the same bar. So we'd have to look to see if that was a valid trade or not. But it would have been a loser if it was. Well, actually, what would it? Nope, didn't get to the minimum break even level. And looks like a reversing trade at 81.01, but on pound Aussie. But we are positive, and that will be a POQ. So not taking that reversing trade. All right, guys. Looks like we're about talked out. And MNQ doing nicely now, along with the YM. A few losing trades in there, but mostly winners. And setting new session highs, both the MN, micro NQ and the YM. Take a look at, and the micro ES as well. And pound Aussie stopping out, so we're done watching that. And it looks like just barely got positive. All right, folks. That's about all there is to talk about. I'm not going to get involved in a 5-minute trade, although that's 10:30 is our start, so it went too far to get involved in that trade, so we'd have to wait for a new setup. So that's going to be it for today. And we will see everybody for Troy's session tomorrow. And Troy will have the regular Wednesday morning session and the crude oil inventory report tomorrow. And I will be back on Thursday. Please do hit the like button if you feel like you're getting benefit. And we will see everybody tomorrow.